Thank you for joining me for your mid-October reading. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before, and if you are back, a pleasure to see you. So, we are going to get into a reading for each sign, and we're going to see where you are, where you've been, and where that trajectory has you headed in the future, and get a little guidance from Spirit to help you kind of reset, readjust, reorient to your highest good. So let's get into it, shall we? We're going to jump right in and talk to Aries. We're in the shank of eclipse season now. So it's a perfect time to be figuring out where you want to make any adjustments for your highest good. Beginnings that may be disguised as endings. So let's talk Spirit to Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Stellium people. What do they need to know, Spirit? Mid-October. Where do you want to point them to for their highest good, and what kind of guidance do you want to give them to help them along the way? Perfect. Hey. Wow. Hey, did we say new beginnings? Did we say that? What a beautiful reading, Aries. First thing you need to know, 3 aces up for you. New beginnings. Move forward with vulnerability. Feels like you have had a breakthrough conversation in the recent past. Ace of Swords. Speaking the truth. Might have cleared the room a little bit. Might have cleared the way a little bit. Looks like an excellent choice or an excellent conversation was had. Very well centered. In the meantime, trust yourself. It feels like for some of you, it's like the conversation was had or the email was sent or the message, whatever. And now it's like, now I'm waiting to see what is going to happen. And I'm in that liminal space. I'm the high priestess. Trust yourself. Don't make any moves. Don't do anything prematurely. I know, Aries, you're an action taker. The high priestess says more information, more data is coming. So be patient. Be patient and receive, because the future looks very promising. Maybe some of you have been trying to get a project started, trying to get funding on something, perhaps trying to get in interviews because you want this new job. Feels like something that you put forth, whether this is a message, a request, feels like you receive. Your guidance in the mid-month is to keep moving forward with an open heart. Knight of Cups. Whatever your message is, tell it truthfully when it comes to you. Feels like you are. There's a lot of healing that comes through that conversation. And what Spirit is talking about is, we talk about how forgiveness isn't always for the other person. Yeah, sometimes it's good for them. That's a beautiful thing, but it's more for us than for them. Like, you know what? I can make peace with the fact that you couldn't be there for me in the way that I needed you, or that you fucked up this one time, but you really want to make it right, or whatever. I'm hearing a few different things. But it's like the forgiveness is more for you than for them. This is showing up as clarification for the guidance. A message of, you know what? Truce. It's okay. Peace. And for some of you, you don't even necessarily need to deliver that message written or verbal. It's more of an acknowledgement inside. This person that some of you may need to like make amends with or want to forgive or whatever may be already gone. They may be on the other side. And just so you know, it makes a huge difference as to not having to come back in some other fucking form and have some other type of relationship with this person. Like, hey, narcissistic mother, really, like, you know what? I'm willing to let it go because I don't want to come back here and do this dance with you again. So you didn't know what you were doing. You were traumatized too. I'm going to take care of myself. So just an example. It's one of the things that coming through. Aries, you have a ton of support. It feels like institutional support. It feels like financial support. The Hierophant is sitting in the position of who or what is around you. Solid structures. That may be why some of you are having to sit and wait. It's like, I applied to this university, or I applied to this doctoral program, or I applied for fill in the blank certification, ordainment, something like that. Feels like a good outcome. Sitting in the potential position, speaking of good outcomes. Sitting in the future, you had the Ace of Pentacles sitting in the potential position. That ace could grow into a 10 with proper tending. Pun somewhat intended, but also somewhat regretted. But here we are. Pardon me. 10 to your pentacle. I feel like you're making kind of a clean sweep, clean slate. Again, 3 aces out of 4 in the whole deck, sitting in the key position. Ace of Cups. Open heart. Let it flow. Give the forgiveness or say the sorry or whatever it is you need to do. Clear the decks. Make any kind of requests or amends that you're trying to make right now, because it looks like in whatever case your openness is healing for you and for other people. 10 of Pentacles represents family. You may be able to do some deep healing around that this month, and there is something in that tied to your money. So worthiness, often, self-worth and net worth can be very related. So looks like you're doing some healing on either one or both of those ends right now. Okay. I hope that is helpful, Aries. If you're holding back, don't. If you're keeping your cards close to your chest, don't. If you are afraid that there is not support for you available, if you were to make such a request, don't be. It's available. Got it? Got it. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with community, right? Okay. Now, let's talk to Taurus. My Taurus people in mid-October. Whew, y'all know that you have a lunar eclipse coming up in your sign. If you didn't watch the video on the solar eclipse and look at your horoscopes, go check that video out too. I'll be putting out something out about the lunar eclipse next week. So massive changes. Wow. I'm going to shuffle it back in, Taurus, but this just leapt out. Happy homecoming, engagement, celebration. Big, big changes. So Spirit, what do you want to share with Taurus for mid-October? Dropping a pin in where they are right now, where they have come from, and where their past and present decisions are taking them in the near future. You want to help guide them, reorient them to their highest good, Spirit. What guidance do you want to give Taurus? And what do you want to make them aware of? Anything going on around or within them that they need to know for their highest good? Taurus, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Stellium people. Wow. Options. If you're wondering if you have options, Taurus, you absolutely do. Sitting in the past, Queen of Wands, you, firm, confident, charismatic, creative, showing up in the fullness of yourself is kind of how I'm hearing it, because not all Taurus people will be showing up, wham, bang, fireworks. The Queen of Wands can also have that kind of quiet radiance, just like that bitch knows what she's doing. That feels like how you have been showing up. I see you getting congratulated. I see people recognizing you, but more importantly, I see you recognizing yourself. When I think of the full moon in Taurus that's going to be in your sign October 28th, that lunar eclipse, in the video I actually talk about how that full moon in Taurus reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles. It's this completion. It's this self-satisfaction in a positive way, in a very conscious way, like, wow, look at what I did. I'm pretty fucking proud of myself and everybody can see it. You still have further to go. I can see that here. Don't we always? We all always do. It's like, where's the next thing? Your desire, you want it to work in your favor. Don't hurt yourself with your desire. That sounds funny to say, but it's like, allow your desire to make things feel open and vast rather than like, oh my God, how am I not there yet? Or why am I not there yet? Or I should be there sooner. Give yourself a lot of grace. Queen of Wands, you know what you're doing, so don't question it. in the present. 6 of Cups. Connect with your sources. That's what Spirit. Honk, honk, honk. Wow. Y'all hear all that? Connect with your sources. This chick is trying to scream out the window at people. Connect with your sources. We're still here, Taurus. Spirit is like, you have sources on this side, friends, cohorts, coaches. I'm hearing all these different things. Siblings, good friends. You also have sources on the other side. This is you. This is Spirit. When you are feeling a little bit caught up in the bullshit, or perhaps feeling like you're not making a lot of progress, or not sure what thing to do next, or whatever this is, talk to Spirit, talk to Source, God, angels, your spirit guides, however you like to think of them. Spirit doesn't mind what name that you call them by. Talk to your people. Let them invest a little bit in you as well. You know, sometimes we go about life and 9 of Pentacles. We work hard, we put our back into it, we give it everything. And if we had maybe just asked if there was a way that it could be easier, something might have come through where we don't have to put all of our back into it. Do you know what I'm saying, Taurus? You might know what I'm saying. Ask for that assistance. And when I say that there's people on this side as well, I feel like that person is showing up for you. Showing up in the future. King of Swords. This person may literally come in the form of an air sign, Gemini, what was I about to call them? A Sagittarius. Well, maybe for some of you it's a Sagittarius. That's a fire sign. Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But perhaps this person would be a Sagittarius. The King of Swords, you know, they're a truth teller. Sagittarius is known for getting to the top and getting to the truth. King of Swordsy things. Either way, this is someone, air feeds fire. Swords go nicely with wands, the way that air goes nicely with fire. Fire sparks air feeds fire. Together, y'all have chemistry. Now, this could be romantic chemistry, this could be creative chemistry, this could be like, oh, this person would be a really excellent boss and really put me in a great position. General readings, right, Taurus? So I'm getting a couple different things. You have sources, you have allies. Reach out to them, connect with them. Don't go it alone. You can go it alone. 9 of Pentacles, you're very good at going it alone. And it's a reorientation reading, right? It's like, where could I readjust to get better results? You could ask your sources on this side and the other for their input, their assistance, their exchange. Feels like exchange is really important here. And the guidance. A very Taurian card. And hello, lunar eclipse coming up in your sign. Trust your intuition. I'm going to give you some advice that feels like it's right in your wheelhouse, which is don't make any moves until you know that the time is right. I don't feel like I have to belabor that point with Tauruses, because we're the kind of people who don't like to waste energy. If I'm going to get up and go over there, I better damn well have a good reason. And that's what I'm feeling. There's going to be certain temptations to like, oh my God, maybe I need to hurry up and do this. Or, oh my God, maybe I should throw in my hat in the ring for. I would say be calm, take it easy. Actually kind of like do what you do and be slow and steady about it. Reach out to the people that you know. This could be a networking issue. That's just what I'm hearing, where it's like, okay, if you need a job or you need assistance with something, or you this kind of feels like something where you call in a specialist, almost like, okay, I need to go to therapy, but it's for this one thing. Or, okay, I need a coach, but it's for this one thing, like this creative project I'm trying to get done, or this level up in my career, or this change in my finances. I need a person who knows what they're doing. Get that person. Go find that authority and get their assistance. It looks like it is worth it. This is also a really important time to get clear. I'm hearing again, it's like, get clear about your desires, in the sense of, yes, you want some certain things and write them all down, whatever. Get underneath that. Why do you want them? Maybe you want more money and you have a great reason. It's like, this is a totally reasonable, sensible reason to want more money. Great. certain things you might find like, oh, I don't actually have a great reason for that. Maybe you want, it's like, oh, I want more social media followers or something. And it's like, okay, but why? What is that for? Is that like a truly aligned desire, or is that like a desire that you picked up from the fucking like ether? You know what I mean? From the side effect of just being connected to everybody via the internet, which is we see what everybody else is doing and we start thinking, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? You stay focused on you. You stay focused on your one wand. One is enough. One is plenty when you're the queen. Keep taking in the data and the information that is coming to you, and don't move until you know the time is right. Get that King of Swords to come in and give you a little guidance and advice. Be kind of, the wise vizier or counselor by your side, helping you know where to direct your wand energy. I see you pondering moving to bigger and better things. We'll talk about it in November, right? You tell me. Let me know in the comments, Taurus. You know what this is? Looks good to me. Looks like a pat on the back and then kind of like okay, now what? What next? It's human nature. We satisfy one desire, we move on to the next one. Totally normal. Okay. I hope that is helpful, Taurus. Now, let's talk to Gemini. Gemini, sun, moon, rising, and stellium people for their highest good, spirit. Want to know where Gemini is, where they've been, and where they're headed based on those past and present choices. And spirit, what kind of guidance do you want to give them to aim for their highest good? Greatest sense of security, joy, abundance, fulfillment. Want to know the truth, the highest good of Gemini. Here we are in the eclipse wormhole, Gemini. Change is coming. Do you already know what it is? Has it already hit you? Woo! Looks like it. And we know a Gemini can be a little bit in their head. I see a lot of swords. A lot of swords. Here's your guidance. Slow it down. I know. You're a Gemini. That's a tall fucking order. Everything around you is urging you to like cut ties, make like bold exit statements, and then just exit stage left. So let's get to the origin. The past. 3 of Swords. Hurtful words. Separation. A feeling of like, you don't get me. This feels painful. I mean, that's the 3 of Swords. It feels painful. It feels like someone feels like out in the cold, misunderstood, unseen. Now, that's like, okay, here's what's going on in my mind. And in a way, for many of you, it's like the world would never know. Sitting in the present, 9 of Pentacles, very full moon and Taurus energy. We've got that lunar eclipse coming up on the 28th. 9 of Pentacles says that when it comes to the practicalities of life, bringing in enough money, working on growing your skills, etc., this is a good place to focus, and this is where you're going to have good results. Some of you may already be seeing those results, like a pat on the back or a raise or a promotion or getting noticed in a way you haven't been noticed before, and you may even be noticing your own progress. But I don't think you're giving yourself much credit. I think some of you Geminis are guilty of moving the goalpost for yourself, where it's like, yeah, me 3 years ago would have been super excited about this, this new place that I've reached in my growth and development. But me now is like, oh my God, but look at where I haven't been yet. Look at what I haven't been able to accomplish yet. What about this? I'm not a Gemini, but I am an air sign with a 3rd house stellium. Gemini is the 3rd sign. It gives the 3rd house flavor. I relate. I understand. And you need to lean into your pentacles. Your reading is half swords, half pentacles, and then in the guidance position, the moon. These 2 cards, they know each other well. This person is hiding from this person. And spoiler alert, they're the same fucking person. Our unconscious fears, our inner voices that come out, and it's like a form of protection, but it's actually fucking abusive. For, oh my God, I'm not good enough. Oh my God, I haven't done this yet. I haven't done that yet. Blah, 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 blah. Our brain is trying to like protect us and keep us from getting hurt, keep us from fucking up, keep us from getting embarrassed, whatever this is. This hurts worse than trying something and fucking up or getting a little bit embarrassed. Do not lock yourself inside your head. um, I do feel there's conflict in the air. There's conflict in the air, and that's why you are going to be better served by sticking to things that the spirit is saying. It's like it's always good advice to work on and focus on what you can control. You cannot control how other people feel about or think about or respond to whatever it is that you are working on or creating. You can only focus on like, how well am I doing with it? Am I really devoted? Am I really present? Worry about that. Sitting in the potential position could be switching up careers, could be making some many small good adjustments in a practical way, like how am I spending my time, how am I spending my money, how am I budgeting my energy. Do I really want to be putting all of this time and effort and mental bandwidth into this, or would it serve me to gently scooch some things around, which could help things move along? Nine of Swords is a frozen energy, frozen with fear, paralyzed. It's called the nightmare card. It's like, what if it all goes wrong? Well, here's what will happen if it all goes wrong. You won't die. You'll still be here. And what then? I don't mean to be so Plutonian about it, but I am a Plutonian motherfucker. You might fail. You might be embarrassed. You might get dumped, whatever this is, and you will still be here. And you really need yourself. If you are running away from yourself, if you are running away from having to face this fear, if you're trying to avoid pain, trying to avoid pain will have us running into all kinds of chainsaws, just meat grinders, just like, oh God, I don't want to be brokenhearted, so let me jump into the meat grinder of never being able to open myself up to love. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to believe Plutonian talks about the meat grinder of fucking love. Okay. The key, Knight of Pentacles, slow, steady, grounded, stay here, keep your feet on the ground, pay attention to your body, your sensations. Again, you're a heady person. You live in the mind. I totally fucking relate. And when you're feeling like this, it's time to make some gentle adjustments and make some moves so that you don't have to feel like this. And the great thing about getting a reading is like, ooh, if that's where it looks like I'm headed in the future, because perhaps I'm, playing around, wearing masks, avoiding my inner self that is about to climb out of the river and grab me by the ankle and be like, bitch, we have needs that are unmet. If I'm doing that, if I'm faking it, if I'm hiding from it, I'm only going to suffer more. Let me remember how worthy I am, whether this person understands me, loves me, wants to be with me or not. I need to remember my own worthiness. And perhaps even sometimes, as difficult as it is, life will separate us from things and people when those things or those people are keeping us from recognizing our own worth and our own self and our own needs. And I'm just feeling that for some of you. You let me know if you feel it back. I see strong and steady progress, even despite and alongside your anxiety. Just try not to trouble yourself so much, knowing that, like, hey, whether I trouble myself or not, it looks like I'm making progress. So I might as well make some progress. Looks like someone sends some hurtful words your way. You must choose how you want to, or whether you want to, ingest them, digest them. Do you receive them, Gemini? Or are they things that ought to be tossed back? Consider the source. That's the other thing that Spirit is saying, is consider the source. When the person who we just had to break up with because they broke our trust says, I never loved you, consider the source. Like, is that true, or are you just trying to hurt me because I have hurt you? That's what I'm hearing, Gemini. So I hope that helps. These eclipses, man, they are really bringing about revelations. They're really making things in some points of our lives painfully clear. Whoo-wee! I stand in solidarity with you, Gemini. Tough conversations. A lot of tough conversations around the eclipse. Got to bring balance as Libra things. Okay. Let's move on to Cancer. Wow. Cancer. Mid-October, Spirit. Here in the eclipse tunnel. What do you want to share with Cancer? Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, and Cancer emphasized people. What do they need to know? Mid-October, Spirit. Where are they now? Where are they coming from? And how have their decisions set up their trajectory, set up their future? And what guidance do you want to give? Tell us about the climate around them and the guidance to help them move in the best direction, Spirit, for their highest good, their greatest sense of fulfillment, peace, security, love. Hi. Can you hear my kitten? Here. Hi. Just in time for Cancer. Mid-October. Don't hold back, Cancer. Don't hold back. I understand. Sometimes the way people act in life makes us want to put up barriers. But you are a very abundant, strong person. You are not meant to withhold anything in order to get what it is you want. Sitting in the past, Page of Cups, a sweet and open heart. I feel like some of you may feel a little bit hurt or embarrassed or taken advantage of. These are general readings, Cancer, so it's like I'm feeling one thing for a group of Cancers, I'm feeling something else for the others. But for some of you, you will relate to the idea of like, bruh, I've tried everything. I've tried everything. I gave everything that I have. I've been as open as I can. I've been as generous as I can. And I'm still being, either taken advantage of, or I'm still not getting what it is that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and pack it in, and I'm going to go ahead and withhold it. And that'll show them, or I have to take this for myself for, to protect myself. Like I have to put my shell back up, Cancer, we're known for it's like softy behind the hard shell. Some of you may be feeling very tempted to pull up your hard shell and just keep it there. My advice is don't. My advice is to remember how abundant you are in every way. But I'm talking in this moment about like your heart, your big, beautiful, compassionate, abundant heart. Just because somebody wounds you or can't give it back to you the way that you give it to them, or takes advantage of you even, that doesn't make you stupid. That doesn't take anything from your essence. And you don't want to reduce your essence by trying to clamp it down or hold it in a bid to protect yourself. You are meant to love and be loved. You are meant to stay open, receptive, even what some people might call naive, because it's like, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to let the world harden me. Some of you may do that. Some Cancers do. Some people do. And there's no moral imperative here. It's not like you're a good person, or if you keep your heart open, and a bad person if you decide to pack it in and be like, you know what, it's just me and my pets for the rest of my life. That doesn't make you wrong. That doesn't make you bad. It's that Spirit wants you to be available for love and for abundance. And so, what they are asking you to do is to take a look at external situations that present you with like themes of being held down, themes of things draining your energy, or you're making you feel insecure, and insecure can mean many different things. This person is very insecure, despite the fact that they have, a nice warm coat on, they're in a safe and stable place. They've got so much money, they're literally standing on it and holding it in their hands and balancing it on their head, but they feel insecure. They feel like they don't have enough. So if you feel like you don't have enough, or more dangerously, you feel like you are not enough, check that. Clarification card on top of this. Actually, you are the King of Pentacles if you would recognize it. King having nothing to do with sex and gender and everything to do with personality type. You are abundant. Remember how abundant you are and evoke that abundance on purpose. Say it to yourself. Notice it about yourself. I am abundantly caring. I am abundantly intelligent. I am abundantly generous. I am abundantly kind. Whatever it is about you that is abundant, embrace it, celebrate it, call it out. Showing up as the guidance for you, the Empress, the mother of the tarot, right? The same way that Cancer is the mother of the zodiac, the nurturer. Again, nothing to do with sex and gender, nothing about roles, everything to do with one who is able to nurture her own creativity and softness, and therefore the creativity and softness of others. Summoning other people's softness by actually not closing off and, getting hardened to the way that the world can and will take advantage of those who are open, but instead saying, like, yeah, those people are out there, and you know what? When the time comes, I'm strong enough to leave behind anything that is stagnant, that is keeping me from growing. These cards are very related. What is keeping you from growing? What is keeping you tied down? Guilt, regret, shame, martyrdom. What is holding you down and keeping you from being in the full expression of all of your abundance, your beauty, your sensuality? And I'm not talking about, it's like, yeah, some of you are gorgeous, okay? And that's wonderful. I'm happy for you. You are gorgeous. I'm not even talking about your looks. I'm talking about enjoying being in a body, enjoying being who you are, celebrating it, appreciating it, because it is the divine package that you're in. So give it some love, all of your whole self. Flaws, bumps, bruises, wounds, all of that. And know that it is okay, Cancer, to walk away from anything that feels unfair. I see guilt and regret and like a perhaps a fear of moving forward because of like guilt and regret, like I don't want to abandon this or this person. Don't do it if you don't want to. And if you know for sure that something is keeping you from being your whole self, your abundant self, feeling secure within yourself, it is okay to leave it behind. Eclipses be eclipsing things. Okay? Hey, take care of you. Be kind to you. Celebrate your softness and your abundance in every single way. I'm actually also, Cancer, hearing that literally in the sense of like body positivity. Like, God knows, I'm broadcasting from the United States, right? And we live in a very, our beauty standards have thankfully widened a little bit in the last 10, 20 years, but it is still very much a place that asks people to be, thin and this and that. And so I'm hearing like celebrate your softness and your abundance in every single way. Okay? Okay. I hope that helps, Cancer. And now, let's move on to Leo. Let's see what Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, and my Leo dominant people are working with in mid-October. Spirit, I want to know where they are, where they've been, and where they are headed based on those past and present decisions. Spirit, how do you want to help Leo become aware of what's going on around them and within them? And what guidance do you want to give them to help them have the best possible reorientation? What adjustments, what awareness you want to bring to Leo in the middle of October for their highest good? Woo, feels like we got quite a stack of cards here, Leo. Shoot, what's going on? Leo in mid-October. And Leo people. Wow. Okay. So, Leo, take it easy. I know that's not a very Leo thing to do. It's like, y'all, guns blazing, right? Burning bright and beautiful. Spirit is giving you a kind of point of reference of temperance. Take it easy. No extremes of any kind. So it's like, no hard drinking and then, oops, I had to recover for a full day and a half from that hangover. That's not going to work in your favor. You know, maybe it's like, yeah, I want to get a little tipsy or a little whatever tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and go, for every drink is a glass of water. That's temperance, okay? It's not, no, you can't have any, because that's another extreme. Temperance, moderation, make adjustments, sitting in the present, really beautiful, playful, wonderful energy of like people that know you really well and that you feel really safe with, that you can be open with. Six of Cups is very innocent. It often harkens to people that we knew in our deep past, like friends or siblings from a long, long time ago that we feel really deeply connected to and we can let down our walls with. Now, I feel like there is a loss that happens in October. And that has been true for many of the signs. It's like eclipse season has a reputation for a reason. And it's not like, oh, the stars are just doing this to you and it's happening. I see it as more of a, the cosmic clock in the sky. And we are made out of the same atoms and molecules the stars are. Like there is a corresponding tick, tick, tick within us. And so we can kind of just look to the sky to know about what's already going on within us. And I feel like there's a sadness, there's like kind of a breaking of the illusion is what I'm hearing. Was like, I thought this was perfect, or I thought this was this way, but instead it's this other way. But I want you to know that I see you coming out strong, beautiful, honest, forthright on top of this loss. So sitting in the present, sitting in the present was the Six of Cups. Sitting in the future, Five of Cups. Three of these cups getting kicked over and being so devastated or hurt by that loss that it's hard to remember what is still good in your life. It's hard to see two cups that are still standing there, still available for you. And actually, there's far more cups than that available to you, sitting in the energy around you. Page of Cups, someone wants to open their heart to you, someone is sending you a message, someone may be asking for love or asking for perhaps even forgiveness. And sitting in the key position, we see another hand is offering you this cup. But again, hello. You can notice the similarities here. You may be staring at three empty / overturned cups, and there's a danger of missing out on this new thing that wants to come into your life. Now, Spirit is like, this is not a binary. This is not an either or. It's like, oops, you made the wrong decision. Now you're going to miss out on this blessing, or you're going to miss out on the love of your life. No, that's not what this is about. But it is, hey, notice anywhere that you might be spending a lot of emotional energy that is just kind of pouring out on the ground. And consider whether you want to keep pouring that out onto the ground, or if there would be a cup, a vessel, a heart that those emotions would be better in better care with. So what I mean by that is, if you are going through some kind of pain, if you're going through some kind of loss, a breakup, a separation, a disappointment, reach out to your sweet and loving people. Do not try to, do what a lot of Leo people do and soldier through it because you don't want people knowing that you're hurt. Maybe your dignity or your pride feels a little bit hurt by this loss. Don't take it fucking personally, please. And I understand. I fucking do. I have Leo rising. I understand wanting to take it personally. I understand even wanting to figure out like why it happened. Like, was it me? Did I do something that made this person lie or misbehave or cheat or say this cruel thing or do this shitty thing? Even just shitty, like offhanded, like, wow, I can't believe they forgot my birthday, or I can't believe what, blah, 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 and it really hurt my fucking feelings. You are allowed to have hurt feelings. You are meant to tell the truth. So if this person hurt your feelings and you need an apology, that's what you need to say. Do that. Remember, here's the clarifier for your Five of Cups. Remember who you are, Leo. I'm not worried about your integrity, your magnanimity, your queen or kingliness going away from you. What I would actually be more concerned about is like, hey, just don't like soldier your way through this and be like, I'm so strong, like I'm fine, I'm totally fine, I don't even feel this. It's like, I do feel this, and I'm going to reach out to my people so that they can help take care of me through this, so I don't try to like, I'm tough, bitch, I'm tough, I don't even care about that guy. Like, don't do that. Your guidance. Remember your value. The Queen of Wands shows up as your ultimate future on the other side of this Five of Cups, this disappointment or this loss. And the guidance is remember your value. And remember, here's the bunny, fertility. Remember, and I'm feeling this literally for some of you and metaphorically for others of you, like, remember how fertile you are. Remember how abundant you are. Remember how much value that you have. So if someone should say or do something offensive or that hurts your pride, again, don't take it personally. That is a lacking in that person. That's just what I'm feeling, is like if somebody lied to you or made you look like a fool, that's what I'm kind of feeling, is like, and again, this can come in the form of someone cheating or lying. It's like, wow, you really tried to fool me, or you really did fool me, or whatever. That is about them. That is a deficiency on their part, that they were not able to be in conflict or tell the truth or be in alignment with their actual values or whatever that is. You stay in alignment with your values. You remember the monarch that you are, whatever your gender may be. Like, don't let your fucking crown fall the fuck off, chasing after or lowering your head to wonder if you could have done something different. Eclipses eclipse things. They have a reputation for a reason. I see you having a breakthrough by the end of the month. If you have a truth to tell, go ahead and tell it. Don't hold it back. Don't, run in guns blazing. But if you need to say something, if you need to make yourself clear, which is how I'm hearing it, like, hey, I have a boundary, or hey, you crossed a line, or whatever this is, you say it. Or if it's shit, I want to be monogamous, or if it's I don't, or whatever this is, don't hold back. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Have an open heart. Be yourself. Remember your integrity and remember your value. Nobody else can take that away from you. So please do not diminish it for yourself just because somebody else did not treat you the way that you deserved. Okay? Okay. Let's talk to Virgo. It's been a wild ass eclipse season. There are a lot of tough conversations and evolutionary like shifts that come as a result of those tough conversations. I'm just feeling it. So, Spirit, I want to zoom in on Virgo. Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, and Dominant People. What do they need to know in the mid-month, Spirit? You've just had the solar eclipse in Libra. We've got the lunar eclipse coming up on the 28th. What's going on with Virgo? What do you want to point to for them? What's going on in their present? Anything they need to know from their recent past as it pertains to the unfolding future? Want to know what kind of energy is around Virgo at this time and how they can best work with this energy within this trajectory for their highest good. Always for their peace, joy, fulfillment, love, abundance. Virgo. Virgo. Beautiful. Woo! Wow. Okay, I need one more, Virgo. Bear with me here. I see you making fairly massive choices and changes. It's eclipse season. Boy, so many of the readings have been this way. Wow. Okay. So, Virgo, you start this reading with a whole lot of strength. Queen of Pentacles, queen of your element. Gender and sex, nothing to do with queen and king, everything to do with the type of person. Queens are nurturers and creatives. You know, I call king conquerors, where queens are creatives. Kings want to go out and show everybody what they're doing. Queens are like, I know what I have. And the Queen of Pentacles in particular knows her value, knows her abundance, knows how much that she has within her, and is able to make things grow. It's like a green thumb, but the green thumb for everything. I know how to make money grow. I know how to make creativity grow. I know how to nurture other people into their whole selves. Some of you might be coaches, healers, leaders, speakers. I see you very much in your element and sitting in the present. Hey, as of the time that you are getting this reading, again, it's fucking eclipse season, and judgment is realizations, rebirths, epiphanies, fucking the alarm fucking in the sky ringing, and you being like, oh, I cannot go back to sleep. I can't unring this. I can't pretend that this isn't happening, whether around me or inside of me. And I have now a choice. Sitting in the future, I have a choice. The revelation is here. Now, the action, the response to the revelation, that is entirely up to me. And speaking of revelations, Virgo, sitting in the guidance or advice from spirit position, the Tower, accept that something has ended. Accept that something can no longer continue in the guise, in the way, in the form that it had been. It has exploded. A lot of people have been getting the Tower for eclipse readings. So I know that this card can be scary. I know that it can be like, well, what the fuck? Is my whole life blowing up? No, but a sector of your life that you kind of maybe, I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's like I took for granted that that was going to be forever. I took for granted that my parents would be married forever. I took for granted that I would be, you know, that the church and I would be aligned forever. And then suddenly something happens. It's like, oh, fuck. I'm awake now. I am awake. And so the clarifier for the Tower, move forward with an open heart, Virgo. And don't ignore. Don't ignore the change. Here's the thing with the Knight of Cups is they can be a little bit dreamy. They can be a little bit like, a little bit hoping to get rescued, or a little bit hoping even to do the rescuing. And I want to say, be practical. And you're a Virgo, right? I don't need to belabor that point. I want to say, be practical as you move forward with an open heart. So perhaps check your expectations. That's the phrase that I'm hearing. Check your expectations, meaning, what am I doing this for? And if I am, you know, if when I check into what I'm doing it for, I find that the reason isn't really actually in alignment with my values, then I'm going to make an adjustment. Because that anywhere that I stray away from my values, I'm straying away from my path. You feel me? It's very like that sounds kind of abstract, but it's actually really simple. It's like if I want to, for example, be around some person that I admire, they're an author or they're a speaker or they're an actor or they're whatever, and I think they seem so amazing from everything I've ever heard about them. And then, you know, I get the opportunity. We're here, we're in a room together, and then they reveal that they're a complete fucking like asshole. Maybe they're a dick to the fucking service people. And you're like, wow, they're being told dick to the service people, but they really like me. They really like me. And they seem like they're totally excited to go forward and have a friendship or do a project or whatever it is with me. If it would move you away from your values to do business with this person, don't fucking do it. Do it if you want. Do it if you want. Do it if you want. See what happens. But I feel that there is actually something new coming around the corner. So you won't be trying to keep this old fucking tower or way of being or system of exchange or relationship or business up with like fucking bubblegum and toothpicks trying to get something to stand up. No. You know what? I know my value. I know my values. Like I know who I am, what I have, what I'm worth, and what I'm capable of. And that means that if you take everything away from me, if you took everything away from the Queen of Pentacles, when I said that she can grow things, when she has a green thumb, but for everything, if you take everything away from her, she will have something grown up new. You come back in a month or two and you will find this place that has been razed to the ground. You will find it green and lush with life. Okay? So if somebody takes fucking demolishes the Queen of Pentacles' tower, come back, you will find a garden. Okay? Don't be afraid that if you lose face, lose followers, lose contact, lose affiliation, that you are bereft. No, no. Actually, you know, Spirit just said that fucking cliched phrase, right? Rejection is redirection, but that's what I'm hearing. Rejection is redirection in this particular case. Remember that you can build up anything from anywhere that you are when it comes to this is something intrinsic in each of you. Like this is going to be different for each and every Virgo. It's like even if you took everything away from me, I would have this. I would have my discernment, or I would have my skill, or I would have my talent, whatever this is. I'll have this no matter what. No one can take this from me. Keep that passion burning. Get that project going. What do you want to spend your time and attention on? Get focused. It's not a mistake that sitting in the future is your Seven of Pentacles and sitting in the key position, Seven of Cups, 2 sevens. It's a little bit diffused energy. There needs to be, do your favorite thing, Virgo, make a pro and con list. If I do this, I won't be able to do that. So am I okay with that? What do I have to do? How do I need to rejigger? How do I need to readjust to make these things work? What do I need to remove so that I can be more focused? Okay? Okay. I hope that helps, Virgo. Massive changes, but it looks like a big awakening. And I do see you moving in a more like, this sounds strange to say, but it's like a more life affirming direction. Not like, oh, well, if you want to have success in this business or this relationship or this whatever, you're going to have to cut off this part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nope, nope. I want to live. I want all parts of me, Queen of Pentacles, to be allowed to be involved. So, stick with you, Virgo. Okay. Now, let's talk to Libra. Let's see what is going on with Libra. Libra, and happy birthday to my fellow October Libras. Mine's October 16th. When's yours? Happy solar return, y'all. How about that solar eclipse sitting right on top of our sun? How about that shit? I'm feeling it. So let's see, for Libra spirit in mid-October, Where do you want to help Libra? Libra sun, moon, and rising. Become aware. How do you want to help them recalibrate and reorient at this point in the month for their highest good, Spirit? What's going on with Libra? What's going on in the past, in the present, and how are those circumstances unfolding into the future? We want to know the guidance you have for Libra, the guidance you have for Libra for their highest good, Spirit. Our Libras who are in the heart of this eclipse. Yeah, I'm hearing, before even pulling any cards, Libra, I'm hearing don't resist change. Don't resist change. And then I turn up the Page of Swords. Don't resist change. Yep. If you have to tell the truth, you go ahead and tell it. Wow. The Knight of Cups has actually come up quite a few times across readings for different signs. And I feel, solar eclipse in Libra, lunar eclipse in Taurus. These are both Venus ruled signs. And we're coming off of Venus goes retrograde only every year and a half. So she's not going retrograde like Mercury is, right? Like every few months. It's a very Venusian focused time, and leading with an open heart and leading even with vulnerability, as opposed to say a Queen or King of Swords kind of energy of like being on guard or being defensive. It feels like leading with your heart is the right move. So, in the same breath as saying leading with your heart is the right move, I feel like in the very recent past, Libra, either you or someone close to you has delivered an uncomfortable but accurate message. Page of Swords, like, hey, that emperor is naked. Why are y'all all pretending that he's wearing these fantastic clothes when he is naked as fuck? So, did you call somebody out? Did somebody perhaps call something out for you? I'm feeling that for many of you Libras, it was you who did the calling, because it feels like it's a little uncomfortable. It's like, I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and fucking do this because this is what's accurate. Well, nice work, Libra, because that has graduated you from Page of Swords sitting in the past to King of Wands in the present. And some of you are going to experience this archetype in another human being. Like you meet somebody who is, whatever their gender, the King of Wands is a charismatic leader, is somebody who has a gift for not only having amazing, creative, energized ideas, but making them happen in the real world. That's what kings do, is like, here, everybody, you see what I can do with my wand. No pun intended, but lucky you. King of Wands, so you in your power, you in your creativity, you in your charisma, or perhaps you close to somebody who resonates with those qualities and asks those qualities to resonate in you. Anytime that we meet a King of Wands or whatever in the external, is because there's a part of us that is meant to be able to be encouraged and teased out. So your inner creative, your inner boss, your inner leader is showing up. And I see you sticking things out. That's kind of how I want to put it. Sitting in the future, Nine of Wands, showing a lot of determination, showing a lot of vigilance, and showing a lot of like willingness to stick through difficult times. That's what I'm kind of hearing. And I feel like this is going to be different for different Libras. It's general readings, right, Libra? So I'm hearing different messages for different Librans. For some of you, that's a positive thing. It's like, wow, you're really able to stick it out and stick with this thing, even though there's been storms and there's been this and that, but you have held to your word and you have held to what it is that you were trying to do. And that is an amazing thing, right? And for some of you, and if this resonates, just notice and just let it wash over you, okay? For some of you, you may know that you are sticking it out with something or someone that is not allowing you to be your whole self, that is perhaps in some way or another diminishing to you, diminishing to your energy, diminishing to your integrity, diminishing to your excitement about life. Like, this is a fucking drag. Why am I doing this? If that resonates with you, it's eclipse season. Things are going to get eclipsed. You don't even necessarily need to take massive action. I wouldn't fucking encourage it, as a matter of fact. What I would say is be with people that you trust. Coming in the guidance position, another card that has shown up a lot throughout these mid-month readings. Six of Cups is innocence, and it is being with people who allow us to feel like we can be ourselves. It's like, I can be open, I can be honest, I can be silly, I can be childish, and this person is not only not going to hold it against me, they're going to welcome that. So this is like siblings, childhood friends, even former lovers. There could be some wistfulness, some nostalgia swimming around. Hello, solar eclipse in Libra. It happens. And some of you might even get like an invitation or a reach out. The energy around and available to you. Knight of Cups, an open-hearted request, and also a transition, a movement toward a change from one way to another. And Knight of Cups is the classic suitor. So don't be surprised if people from your past reach out to you, ex-boyfriends, former flames, old friends that want to see if there's a possibility of opening a door back up again. You be the judge, okay? You be the judge, Libra. Would this be something or someone that would hold you down, hold you back, make you insecure or questioning of yourself? Or alternatively, would it allow you to experience more of yourself? And that's what I'm hearing. You know, temperance is balance, it's harmony, Libra thinks. And it's dynamic harmony, right? It's not symmetry, like, oh, this is exactly the same as this. It's harmony. It's in flow. What allows you to be more of yourself and feel like you are having, this is what I'm hearing, like continuous revelations, like I am moving further and further toward my consciousness, toward my path, toward what it is that I want. What is helping me move toward my path? What is holding me back from it? Let me make more room in my life for the things that help me feel like I can be open, true to myself, more of myself. And you can trust yourself, Libra. You're in a powerful position. I hope that you feel that. I hope that you fucking, it's like I want you to eat and digest that. I want you to integrate that. You are in a powerful position, even if you are in a position to reject or be rejected. Even if you are the one getting fucking quote unquote rejected by something or someone, you're in your power. Don't doubt it. Okay. I hope that helps, Libra. And now let's talk to Scorpio. My Scorpio friends, got that lunar eclipse in Taurus, your opposite sign. So that is going to be activating you quite a lot. And I have Sun, Mercury, and Mars all in your sign by the day of the eclipse. And they will be facing off with the Moon and Jupiter. Very energizing energy, very revelatory energy because it's a full moon. I wonder if how many of you are feeling it already. So let's see, Scorpio. Oh, and happy birthday! Happy birthday to my October Scorpios. Yay! Happy solar return. Make sure to set aside some time to give yourself like a new year. It's like your personal new year, your solar return. Make sure to set aside some time to do a little ritualizing for yourself, okay? You know, like, you could do resolutions if that's what you want, or you could just do, let me check in with myself. Where am I at? Where do I want to be? What 2 or 3 things could I start doing that by my next birthday, I'd be super excited with where I am? Just some tips. Okay. So Scorpio, mid-October. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, and dominant folks. Spirit. What does Scorpio people need to know? Middle of this month. Want to check in with where they are, where they've been, and how their past and present decisions pertain to the unfolding future. And Spirit, we want to know what kind of energy is around Scorpio, what kind of climate, what energy, helpful or hindering. And what does Scorpio need to know? What advice do you want to give them, Spirit, to help them move toward their highest good? Wow. Love to see it. Scorpio, you may not be feeling confident. You may not be feeling confident. This looks fucking good to me. Some of you are, but others of you, you're concerned and you're worried and you're in your head a little bit. And I feel like you don't do your best work in your head, especially right now, especially this eclipse, this month. I just want to pull one more, Spirit. I want to get a little clarification. Yeah. Okay. So here you are, Scorpio. Powerful, transformative, alchemical. And that is the word that Spirit really wants me to highlight is alchemical. Doing alchemy. You know, in the old terms, they used to say that the alchemists could turn lead into gold. But really, of course, the idea was they can take something shitty and turn it into something amazing. So we take a difficult circumstance and we make it into, oh, well, I learned this really amazing lesson that I actually would not go back and change that thing that happened to me for, because then I couldn't have gotten this. That's the kind of energy that Spirit is telling me about. You start off very much in your power. Looks like a person approaching their solar return to me, right? So queens and kings, nothing to do with sex and gender, more to do with the type of person. And Queen of Wands is like an artist. The Queen of Wands is a creative. She's a leader. She follows the beat of her own fucking drum. She knows what her gift is and she celebrates it. And one of the best things about her is that she sees and celebrates the gifts in other people. So you might be acting in service of some kind, supporting other people, helping them with their own gifts. In the present, Eight of Wands, wonderful card, progress, communication, lots of activity. If there is something that you've been waiting on, I'm waiting on getting this message, or I'm waiting on getting word about this interview, or I'm waiting to hear back about this application, or blah, 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 blah. Or I'm waiting to put out this application, or I'm thinking about signing papers on this thing. All of these things are represented beautifully by the Eight of Wands. So if you've been hesitating on taking action, I wouldn't. It looks like the coast is clear, even if you're feeling anxious about it. I say that because some anxiety is showing up in the guidance position of your reading, clarified by Seven of Pentacles. Both of these people are pondering something, but one of them is looking at how things really are, and one of them is stuck in their head about how things are. Okay. So, Scorpio, I've got some Scorpio placements. I can relate. We can get a little bit operatic and dramatic and fearful, and we want to close off perhaps from things that we are afraid of or things that we feel like threaten our safety. You know what I mean? Your future, Knight of Swords, someone making a swift change. I think that it is you. I think that it is you. I want to come back to this clarifying card, Seven of Pentacles. Looking at how things really are and making a straightforward, feet on the ground decision based on it. So you're looking at, this person is looking at their two plants and it's like, I've put up, this much time and effort and water and fertilizer and etc. into this plant over here, and this has been the yield. And I've put that amount into this one, and this has been the yield. Is this working for me? Do I like this? Does this feel like this is in balance, or do I need to add or subtract something in order to bring it into balance, which is usually what's indicated by a Seven of Pentacles. Maybe you've been putting a lot of time and effort and energy into this other person, and it's time to like, oh, you know what? I need to make this adjustment, and I need to pour a little bit more time and effort and energy into myself. I'm feeling that for some of you. Some of you might be like, new parents or things like that, and it's like, oh, you know what? I forgot about me because for the past 2 or 3 years, I've been really focused on this, that, and the other thing. Time to make some practical adjustments. If everything feels scary and overwhelming, that's exactly when it's time to come ground yourself in like, okay, how many hours in the day? How many projects can I really do? How many can I not do? What could be cut so that I could have more energy? Like when we think about a plant that has a bunch of branches, If you have a branch that's kind of like withered or tired or sick, and you clip that branch, it's like, yeah, you're losing that part of the plant, but the rest of the plant is actually going to flourish more and grow fuller and brighter and stronger because it's not diverting energy to all these different things or this one sickly thing when it could be, you know what I'm saying, Scorpio? Don't be afraid to make adjustments. Don't be afraid to, if anybody's willing to cut a sickly or a stunted limb off of a plant so that the rest of it can thrive, do that. I think that you already know what this is. And if you don't, you will. Judgment showing up as, kind of the climate around you. What is going to be showing up? An awakening. Like an alarm bell ringing and you can't go back to sleep. Like, whoa, this job is really fill in the blank. Or wow, this person really is never gonna fill in the blank. Like, okay, I get it. I'm gonna act accordingly. In the potential position, are some of you considering like going back to school? Are some of you considering, and whether that's like as a student or like, oh, I'm considering being a teacher or sharing my craft, teaching my craft? I feel like some of you are, it's like institutionalized wisdom. So are you going to be on the giving or the receiving end? I feel like this is related to this. It's like I'm applying for this position or I'm applying to get into school or whatever this is. And then, hey, I get the answer that I want. I'm able to make this big change. And what kind of result does it have? If some of you are thinking of like, I want to go to trade school or something like that, it feels like this pays off. I see happy family. I see more than enough money. I see supportive structures in more than one way. If you are feeling alone, Scorpio, please know there are actually people all around you that can help you, that are available. You do not have to do this alone. This person could look like a counselor or a priest or a coach or a tarot reader or anybody that could share a little bit of sacred wisdom that you may not be fully indoctrinated into. They might be able to give you some of that and help you know, okay, this is what I need to do next. This is what my next move is to make this swift change that I'm trying to make. Okay? It looks like you are moving in a healthy and abundant direction. Don't get sidetracked by fears of the worst that could happen. Your fears have their place. They help you institute boundaries, right? So things like, oh my God, I want to start this business, but I don't, what if I get financially ruined? Okay. So your fear can help you put a boundary in place like, okay, so I'm going to try to start this business, right? I'm giving myself X amount of time to create X amount of revenue. And if I haven't, then I'm going to do B, whatever it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Put your fears in their place. Like, this is where you can keep me safe. But over here, you just fuck with me and keep me distracted and keep me actually from doing things that I need to do. Does that make sense, Scorpio? Let me know. Let me know if this resonates. I'm very curious. And now, let's talk to Sagittarius. Sagittarius in mid-October, Spirit. Let's see what's going on for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising, for their highest good, Spirit. My Sagittarian dominant people. What's going on in mid-October? I want to know where they've been, where they are, and where they're headed. What they need to know for their highest good, Spirit. My Sagittarian friends in mid-October. I want to help them reorient, Spirit, make any adjustments for their highest good. If there's anything that you want them to increase, if there's anything you want them to decrease, if there's any pivot that you want to guide them to make for their highest good, we want to know for Sagittarius the truth for Sagittarius's highest good in mid-October. What do they need to know? Wow. Woo! Wow. Big, beautiful things. Big, beautiful things. And there's your card, Sag. Wow. Wow. Beautiful reading. Sitting in the past, point of reference, the world, a graduation, a completion. For some of you, it feels literal, like, oh, I got my certification, or I got my diploma, I got my degree, I got, the sign off on this job, and now I'm doing this. Like, it's a real, it's like anybody could see this about you. I've published this book, or I opened this website, or whatever this is. Like I'm here. I have arrived. And, the completion of a cycle is always tied to a new one. Ace of Cups. I feel like you want and need to have a heartfelt conversation with someone. And I want to say that it's more important that you be honest and speak from the heart than it is important how they, like, gosh, I don't want to say this incorrectly. I don't mean that it's not important how they respond. I mean that if you said what you needed to say and you know that it had to be said, then do it. We can't control what others do, right? And in the simplest of terms, it's like I can only control myself, my response, my effect. I can't do anything about how other people receive me. Other people may not understand this month. Other people may feel as if they're turning their back on you, or they may say that you are turning your back on them because they simply don't understand, or they don't want to. And that's what I'm feeling. There's a little bit of petty energy here. And of course, always remember, Sagittarius, this energy could be reversed. It could be that you are feeling a little bit petty, or that you want to turn your back on somebody a little bit. But genuinely, I feel like you all are going to be pretty open, pretty honest, which Sagittarians have a reputation for being. The present, Ace of Cups, open your heart. And there may be some forgiveness to give. There may be some thawing out of like an old, icy dynamic. I see beautiful things coming from that. Ace of Cups unfolds into the future, King of Pentacles. If we start here, it looks like whatever this completion is leading directly to an upgrade in terms of like your security, how much money I have, how much power and even property and things like that I have. I see you having these kind of breakthrough conversations. Ace of Swords. Some of you might even take like a person to therapy in the month of October, or you might be considering doing something like this, like getting a mediator, like, hey, can you help us have this conversation, or help me figure out how to say this to this person. And again, it's more important that you be open and that you be heartfelt, even if this person were to turn around and be like, oh, you're full of shit, or oh, I hate that, or oh, that's never going to happen. Focus more on being you and let other people do what they're going to do. Sitting in the potential position, Five of Swords, somebody might take advantage of somebody. Somebody might take advantage of your kindness or your generosity. Do not allow that to make you less kind or less generous. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not fucking worried about this. I'm not like, oh no, what are we going to do? There's a Five of Swords here. You're sitting in the future as the King of Pentacles. You ain't losing nothing that you can't get back. King of Pentacles, if you took everything away from him tomorrow, by the next day, he would have something going again, because the value that he has, the wisdom, the abundance is inside. It's like, I'm abundantly intelligent, or I'm abundantly like skilled. You know what I'm saying? So whatever this is, you can't lose this by being open hearted. So some of you might like want to tell somebody, hey, I like you, I have a crush on you, or I want to connect with you, or I want to do XYZ with you. And for some of you, I feel like this goes great. I feel like, oh, new doors are opening. That's why I say you need to say this regardless, because for some of you, it's going to go great. For some of you, it's not going to go great. You're not going to get the answer that you want. And you are meant to help. I can talk. That is meant to help you become more of yourself, not less. This is the Sagittarius card. Temperance is moderation. It's the mixing of elements. You know, she's got one foot on land, one foot in the sea. She's mixing her cups up continuously. She never gets stale. She never gets stagnant. She is always moving. She is always evolving. She is always learning. That's you. These people have quite a lot in common, as a matter of fact, right? So, whatever this conversation is, because sitting in the position of the guidance is Ace of Swords, speak your piece, say the truth. You know, Sagittarians have a reputation for like, oh my God, sometimes they're so honest that they like put their foot in their mouth. Well, go ahead and nibble on those toes, kid, because like, put that foot in your mouth. Tell the fucking truth. Tell the truth. If you need to have the conversation, have it. And again, whatever the other person's response, allow that to help you be more of yourself, not less. Not, oh, that's not what I wanted to hear, so I'm going to close this off, or I'm going to delete that, or I'm going to cover my tracks and run. No. Remember, like, I'm a brave and heartfelt person. Like, and vulnerable people are the people who are allowed to experience the highs of life as well as the lows, okay? And people who act like this and who are like, I'm guarded, I'm going to get mine, I don't care what happens to anybody else because I'm just going to worry about getting mine. These people live puddle lives, okay? Where you get to swim in the big, beautiful, wide ocean of feelings and experiences and vulnerability. This person is flopping around in a kiddie pool going like, haha, can nobody get in my kiddie pool? This is all mine. Like, okay, you're 50 flopping around in a kiddie pool, but okay, you look really cool. Just saying. Does that make sense to anybody but me, or is that the most absurd metaphor? You don't have a lot of space in there, but I'm happy for you. Swimming around in this big, beautiful, wide, clean ocean. Like, okay, enjoy the kiddie pool. I'll just be here, being more of myself. If anybody can understand what I'm talking about, then hopefully it's a Sagittarius. Yeah, let me know. I hope that that helps. And now, let's talk to Capricorn. My earth sign friends. Capricorn. Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising, and Capricorn dominant people. Spirit, it's mid-October. You have a solar eclipse in your fellow cardinal sign Libra. And whenever there's an eclipse in a sign of your same quality, you're going to feel it. So that October 14th eclipse that just happened, you're probably noticing some things. Two of Cups just jumped out of the deck. I'm going to shuffle it back in. Okay, probably noticing some things. Hello, Libra, sign of relationships. We'll see. We'll get into it. So, Spirit, we want to tune in for Capricorn for mid-October. We are halfway through the month. We are now firmly in eclipse season. What do you want to share with Capricorn for their highest good? Mid-October, Spirit. What do Capricorns need to know? Anything they need to know or you want to bring to their attention about the recent past as it pertains to the present and how those lead to the unfolding future? Spirit, I want to know if you have any guidance for Capricorn. And I want to look at what the climate is around them at this time so they can move through it for their highest good, Spirit, toward joy, fulfillment, security, love, fun, for their highest good. Capricorn. Capricorn. Capricorn people in mid-October. Wow. Hey, there's your friend, Capricorn. Wow. Okay, I need one more Capricorn. Capricorn, you know what I want to say is don't hold back. I know that, earth sign things, self-protection things, I don't want to get hurt things. Well, you know, you may not want to get hurt by other people. You could still hurt yourself by doing that. And the guidance I'm seeing here is to keep your heart open. So, Spirit, I want to pull just one more. Please give me a little information. Yeah. Okay. Capricorn. You're in a fucking extreme period of growth, and it can hurt. It can be painful. Eight of Cups is leaving behind things and people and versions of ourselves that are keeping us from growing. This is always difficult. This is a leap of faith. But I liked it this way. I liked these cups and I liked what was in them, or else why would I have taken the time and trouble to collect them, polish them, clean them, fill them with water, set them up just the way I wanted to, all for it to quote unquote go bad, all for it to get stagnant? Have no fear. Capricorn, in the present, the Magician, you have everything that you need. Every element on the table, pentacle, cup, sword, wand, everything you need. Remix that shit. All the talents, all the skills, all the opportunities, anything that it is that you need to change, because that's the Magician, right? It's like, haha, I just manifested a whole ass new reality. Pulled a rabbit out of my hat. You can pull a rabbit out of your hat. Anything that feels stagnant, anything that feels old and empty and heartbreaking to go back and sip from, that is going to take you back. So here's what I'm hearing. There's different things for different Capricorns, okay? For some of you, it's like, yeah, let me go back to that old memory again. Let me go and pick up that cup of like, remember this heartbreak? Remember how mom was? God, I feel like shit. And it's like, yeah, you feel like shit because you're walking up to these old stale ass cups and trying to take a sip out of these to see if you get anything new out of it. And it's like, oh, no, it's the same old shit. Yeah, it's the same old shit. Remix that shit. Shake it up, shake it around. You got a lot of ingredients on the table, Capricorn. I've never known anybody in my life to be as like competent at a vast array of different things as like Capricorn people. Some of my best friends are Capricorn people, and it's like, wait, damn it, how are you going to be good at art and literature and math and science and gymnastics? Damn it. And sometimes that can come at a cost because you don't want to be seen as anything less than competent, perfect, you know, whatever it is. And that is a trap. That is a trap. You are allowed to change. You're allowed to remix things. You're allowed to be soft. You're allowed to be open. You're allowed to ask for help. I'm telling you all these things because Spirit is saying I need to tell you that you're allowed all these things. Why do I say that? Sitting in the future, remembering before I say this, Capricorn, that the beauty of getting a reading is if I like the future, cool, I can double down or I can go harder or whatever it is. And if I don't like the future, this is my opportunity right now to pivot, to notice where these things are resonating, like, oh, that is true. I have been doing that, or I haven't been doing that, or whatever it is, and make adjustments as necessary. Your free will is everything. You can shift the future, okay? As it stands, sitting in the future, the devil is the Capricorn card, for one thing, important for you to know. And Three of Swords, Spirit says, why are you breaking your own heart? Why are you breaking your own heart? Why you keep walking up to that old cup? Remember when that person broke my fucking heart? Remember when these people disappointed the fuck out of me? Remember this, remember this, remember this? Yeah, we all remember. And remember all the other things that you have and that you're capable of? Pick up those things. Pick up your wand, pick up your pentacle. Maybe you're sick of cups. Don't tie yourself down. Don't drag yourself down. Don't talk yourself out of your own greatness. Don't argue for your limitations. Clarifier, Three of Cups. When you're feeling Three of Swords, go for Three of Cups. Call out to your people. The guidance, just to underline and italicize and bold this. Be open-hearted. Say what you want to say. Speak from the heart. Also, listen from the heart. Sometimes when we're listening from, I don't want to get hurt, or, you know, you're not going to fuck me over, what we can hear is nobody cares about me. but that's not true. You have people around you that love you, that celebrate you, that care for you. Lean on your friends. And I'm really hearing that. Lean on your friends, perhaps as opposed to like partners or things like that. I don't mean because you can't rely on your partner or whatever, but it's like, hey, I feel like you need to reach out to some people who really get you and can help you sort through your feelings. Because Capricorns and feelings, you know, there's a little, there's things look like they have a very fucking high potential for moving into better times. The climate around and available to you, a perfect antidote to this energy. I'm trapped, I'm fucked, it's never gonna happen, it's never gonna work for me, blah, blah, blah. Actually, you know what? If I stand back and I look at myself, I'm doing pretty great. I've actually come a really long way from where I used to be. And maybe I'm just standing and looking at myself from the wrong place, because when I stand in the right position and look at where I am, I'm so proud of me. Be yourself. Be your whole open self. Don't try to protect yourself. The key, Four of Pentacles, mental, emotional, and financial constipation. Do not hold yourself back because you don't want to get hurt or you don't want to lose, because guess what? You will lose. If you hold yourself back out of fear of losing, all it is you never get your full expression. All it is like you never get to move with excitement and passion toward what it is you want. If you're not allowed to fuck up, or you're not allowed to be flawed, or you're not allowed to be anything but competent and perfect, then you're never going to get where you want to be. So embrace. Embrace. The magician is a fucking mad scientist. They experiment. They fuck around and find out. They remix that shit and see what else, what new thing they can get from all of the things that were already inside of them. It's like I can get endless combinations from the vast array of things inside of me. And so can you, Capricorn. Lead with your heart. Speak and listen from the heart. Be innocent. Be open. If you try to protect yourself from pain, you will also protect yourself from joy. Got it? Got it. Okay. I hope that helps. Thank you for listening, Cap. Now, let's talk to Aquarius. My air sign friends. Aquarius in mid-October. Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising, stellium, and dominant people. Spirit, what do my Aquarian souls need to know in mid-October? We want to know any adjustments that you want them to make. We want to get an idea of where they are, where they've been, and where they're headed based on those past and present choices and circumstances. And Spirit, within that dynamic, we want to know your guidance to help Aquarius move through it as best as possible for their highest good. Aquarius, in mid-October, what do they need to know, Spirit, for their highest good? I want to know where they've been, where they are, and where they're headed. And what's showing up for them, Spirit? What is around and available? Helpful or hindering? The truth for my Aquarian people, their highest good. Wow, okay. Jeez, that's a lot of cards, but whatever you say, Spirit. Aquarius. Aquarius. For their highest good, Spirit. For their highest good in the shank of eclipse season. Almost every sign has gotten, like, you know, when I did the monthly readings, almost every sign got either freaking 10 of Swords or the Tower. And this time, almost every sign has gotten the Knight of Cups. Solar eclipse in Libra. I mean, relational, heartfelt, being open. So Aquarius, hey, look, another water bearer. Here's the Knight of Cups. For some of you, I feel that this represents you, but for a lot more of you, I feel that this represents someone in your life, Aquarius, that is vulnerable, open, that speaks from the heart, that also listens from the heart. And because of their way of being, that resonates with your way of being, the innocent and Knight of Cups, person inside of you, the heartfelt one inside of you. You live in your head and you do a lot of your work there, but I feel like that's not doing you any favors actually around this time. You might need to have some clarifying conversations with some people. Feels like you have a lot on your mind, and just being able to speak your piece would do a lot of good. So, you in the present, Aquarius, massive new beginnings. You have 3 out of 4 aces in your reading. There's 4 aces in the whole damn deck. You've got 3 elements covered. Ace of Wands in the present. What is lighting you up? What is exciting you? You have an idea or an inkling or an inspiration. Please follow it. It is not going to do it all on its own. If you have a lit match, right? It's like, wow, here's, and any of you watch Survivor or like Naked and Afraid or Alone or any of those games where it's like people who have to go off to an island and it's like, if you can make fire, you're going to live. If you can't make fire, either you're not going to live or you're going to be miserable, right? So the difference between life and death can literally be this spark, right? I give you a match or I give you a flint and a single spark. If I give you that, then you had damn well better, right? Have your kindling ready, have your logs ready, have some paper to get that shit burning up. You better feed that fire. Make sure it has air, make sure it has fuel, right? What is it in you that you need to fuel? That you need to both protect and then enhance that spark, Aquarius. It is worth your time, and your million-mile-per-hour doubts will put that motherfucker out in a second. So, if you find yourself getting stuck in your head, if you find yourself obsessively analyzing, go for a walk. Fucking take a nap. Fucking take a shower. Do something that actually redirects back to your body. Okay? In the guidance position, 9 of Swords, anxiety, high anxiety. They call the 9 of Swords the nightmare card. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds fucking scary, and you're like, oh no, not the nightmare card. And then you're like, oh, right, nightmares are the things that they feel really real. But if we wake up to the truth, we find that they're not actually happening, but we're definitely able to take ourselves there. People who have anxiety will definitely understand that it's like, you can go from I'm sitting watching TV or doing whatever to I'm having a fucking anxiety attack, and there actually wasn't necessarily some external trigger that made this happen. It's like I'm in my head and these thoughts are waiting for me, just stalking me from the fucking grass, waiting to pounce me. Again, I'm feeling like, okay, so I'm having this anxiety attack. The thing that I need to do now is move my body so that my body can understand why we're breathing hard. Okay, we're breathing hard. Maybe I'm going to get on the floor and stretch while I'm having this anxiety, whatever this is. I want to get into my body. The cure is my body. The cure is to anchor myself. My thoughts are not doing me any favors, and Spirit is like an Aquarius. If we asked you and you responded honestly, you would say, yes, this is true. That 99.9% of these thoughts are the same thoughts you've had over and 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 over. So they either haven't happened or they have happened, but you have lived to tell the tale. And either way, don't beat yourself with them. Don't lock yourself up in a room dark alone with them. Get into your body, and also reach out to the people who speak and listen to you from their heart. They will never make you feel silly or bad or burdensome for feeling frightened or anxious or trapped, like frozen. Like I can't move forward. I can't move forward. I can't do the next thing because I don't know what the right thing is. That's what I'm feeling for some of you. Like I can't move forward with this project, or I can't move forward in this life without knowing if I'm doing the right thing, and it feels like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, hit the gas, hit the brake, hit the gas, hit the brake. Ground. Anchor. You know, all like the wonderful mental health memes running around the internet are like, what are, 5 things I can see, 4 things I can hear, 3 things I can touch, whatever. Like, that's what I mean by like bring yourself back into your body. Your head it goes so fast, and it's a wonderful thing. You have a wonderful mind. It goes so quick, and it can run circles around other people, but it can also run circles around you and make you a little fucking crazy and make you a little like tangled up. The future, being able to find clarity, being able to find that clarity and then speak it also. And this will clear things up mightily. Mightily. I feel like this would be a really excellent time, if you have the time, if you have the inclination, to meditate. And if you don't want to sit and like cross your arms and do Om and all that, you don't have to do that. Again, go for a walk. Just don't look at your phone and don't listen to music or listen to podcasts or whatever. It's like, let your thoughts do what they do. I call it like, how you put crystals in like a rock tumbler and they polish it and then they tumble something out. I say that about like, oh, I don't know about that yet. It's still in the tumbler. It's still going. Let shit be in your tumbler. The epiphany or the realization will come with enough patience and looseness. The hanged one is tied up by their foot. Anybody in that position, tied up by their foot, hung upside down, it would be very understandable to thrash, to freak out, to scream. But this person is actually showing a lot of like relaxation, serenity, and they are doing something behind their back that none of us can see, but we can see that they have this halo of epiphany and wisdom around their head. So they're coming up with something pretty magnificent. And speaking of halos, sitting in the conclusion and key position, and a reminder for the guidance, halos, halos. Clarity, ease, even, dare I say, optimism about the path ahead. You may want to get a little bit of input from your Knight of Cups to help bring you into a little bit more balance. They may even be able to help you formulate this message that you need to send, or this invitation that you want to put out to people. If you are holding back because you want to make sure it's perfect, don't. It won't be. Can I make that easy for you? It won't be perfect. Things will go wrong. You'll look back years from now and be like, oh God, that's so cringe that was my first blank. And that's fine. And that's normal. And that's as it should be. And you know what? I am cringe, but I am free, Aquarius. Free yourself from having to be perfect or irreproachable. It's not possible. It's not possible, so you should just release yourself from it. You have something magnificent. Put the work into it. Put the time into it. Put the love into it. Protect it. It's worth it. And let the people who love you, let your Knight of Cups people in your life help you protect it, even from yourself. That's what Spirit is saying. I think those of you who relate to that are going to know why I'm saying that. Okay? So it's like that friend or that lover who, when you're putting yourself down, is like, hey, that's my girlfriend, or whatever. Okay. Okay. I hope that helps, Aquarius. Let me know, as always, please, if any of y'all like are resonating with any of this, or you have a story, or it's popping up in some way for you that will help other Aquarians be like, oh, that's what that's connected to. I appreciate those of y'all that are willing to do that. And now, finally, let us talk to Pisces. My Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Pisces rising, and dominant people. Pisces. In the shank of eclipse season, we are in the wormhole between the solar eclipse on October 14th and the upcoming lunar eclipse on the 28th. Spirit, what do you want your Pisces people to know for their highest good? Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Pisces rising, stellium, and dominant people. What's going on with them in mid-October? What do you want to share with them for their highest good, Spirit? What is Pisces need to know for their highest good in mid-October? Where are they in this moment? And where are they headed? In Spirit, we want to know the guidance that you want to give Pisces as they move through that dynamic. Their highest good, Spirit. What do they need to know? 2 more is what I'm hearing, so 2 more is what you get, Pisces. Okay. Mid-October. Pisces in mid-October. Wow. Beautiful. Pisces. This looks quite good, Pisces. I see you making great strides, clear-headed decisions. I see a big victory. Holy shit. All right. So Pisces, 3 of Pentacles, 3 heads are better than 1. Collaboration over competition. So sitting in the past, 3 of Pentacles is gathering together with, you, another person, maybe a couple of other people, where it's like we have 3 different ways of seeing or doing this. And when we put our heads together, we can come up with something great. So group work, teacher and student dynamics, that kind of thing. I see growth and I see massive potential. Massive, like financial and career potential. If we build it, they will come. And that's what I'm hearing. If we build it, they will come. So do you know what this is, Pisces? Who's your we? In the present, Queen of Swords. So you or someone close to you, and very often when there's someone close to us who shows up as a court card, it is because they are bringing us into resonance with that aspect within ourselves. Okay. So someone around you, Queen of Swords, powerful truth teller, very intelligent, very like, let's just cut through the bullshit and say that this is what this is, okay? And the Queen of Swords is a great strategist. That's what I'm hearing in this context. So someone may be helping you with strategy, whether that strategy is like with the project or with a business or with your way of being, whatever. This could be a coach, this could be a partner. This feels like someone who is invested in your greatness. And that's just how I'm hearing it. This person is invested in your greatness. Sitting in the future, your greatness, the world, massive expansion, massive completion of a cycle. The world is like graduation. It's like, look at where I've come from. Holy shit. I can see, being at the top of the Ferris wheel and looking at the whole park and being like, wow, I've been there and there and there and there and there, and this is how I got there. And if I hadn't been there, then this couldn't have happened. And I would have, that shit full circle, right? That's the world. Understanding. And of course, the completion of a cycle always leads to the beginning of a new one. So I see someone around you making smart, informed decisions and helping you make smart, informed decisions. I see you using your head, maybe, seeming to some other people almost un-Pisces like in how regimented, clear, forthright that you're being, like, this is the plan. And like, that's what it feels like, strategy. It feels like this is the plan, this is how we're going to do it. And then the guidance is, once you have the plan, work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. This feels like, don't spend unnecessary energy coming up with way after way after way after way after way. That feels like an easy way to, like, I could spend my energy forever making and crafting like the perfect plan. And I've got nothing else, nothing like against the perfect plan. I'm just saying, this Queen of Swords already, you or this Queen of Swords, whoever this is, has given you a good method or is going to give you a good method. And I say, work that shit. Maybe the Queen of Swords is part of this little group. Maybe she's you. Whatever the plan is that you come up with and say, okay, you know what? I think if we did this and we executed on that, it would go really well. Once you do that, it's kind of like, let the brain do the brain's work. and then let the body do the body's work and the heart do the heart's work, and etc. Like, you don't want to try to get your brain to do your art. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the brain is here to do the strategy, but when it comes to, if you're a sculptor, you don't strategize the sculpture. You get in there and you put your hands in the fucking clay. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands in the clay. Get dirty. Try things. Make things. The Eight of Pentacles is work your skill. Show up like the tradesperson does to their table, and like, every day I work on my craft. This person is working on their art, right? So is it your art? Is it your craft? Is it your trade? Is it your skill? Create the plan and then work the plan. Don't forever keep coming up with like a new plan, a new plan, a new plan, a new plan. Pick a thing, pick an amount of time to execute on it. Maybe I pick this plan and 3 months, I'm going to do it just like this, or 6 months, I'm going to do it just like this, whatever. And then we're going to like regroup and reassess and go from there, right? I see money growing. I see skills growing through the execution of this plan, and almost in a way through you accepting your place. And that's what I'm hearing for a lot of you, is like, maybe you haven't given yourself enough credit up until now for what you have. I'm not trying to give you an inflated sense of ego, because this doesn't feel like it's about ego. This is more like, when I get out of my own way, I'm really great at this. And by get out of my own way, I mean like, not being like overly, the brain can be like the tyrant of the heart and the mind. Or sorry, like the heart and the body and the spirit sometimes, where it's like, but I want to do it right. And like, wanting to dance right can like choke the life and the pleasure out of dancing. So you never dance, because like, oh, but like, it's not perfect. It's not good enough. That's where we don't need this. Okay. She can be like, hey, you know what we need to do is sign up for dance classes, and we need to dance every day because that's what we want to do. Okay, thank you so much, Queen of Swords, for the strategy and the plan. You are not invited into the studio because all you do is critique. So you've done your great work. Thank you so much. I will take it from here and I will dance or make my art or sculpt or whatever this is, okay? The energy around and available to you, beautiful. Temperance, ease, and I'm hearing ease of transition. So some of you are transitioning out of like one way of doing your life or one job or one way of being. I'm transitioning to this other way, and it feels gentle. It feels gentle. It feels easy. And especially when I'm thinking of like eclipse season and eclipsey things, we long for gentle and easy. So, who is your trusted advisor? Who is your Queen of Swords? Because sitting in the potential position, a leader, a king of swords. So the potential is that by listening to your own or someone else's very wise and strategic guidance, you may find yourself in a leadership position when it comes to that exact thing. Like, wow, now I'm an ultimate strategist, or this strategist really paid off, and everybody can see, because that's the difference between queens and kings, right? Queens are kind of doing it on this internal level. Kings, everybody knows that's a master strategist. That's a lawyer. That's a doctor. That's a fill in the blank. That's a king of swords. So I see you displaying and showing off what it is that you have and coming out with it in a whole new way. I'm excited for you, Pisces. Do you know what this is? Let me know. Stories, questions, comments. Thank you for being here. I deeply, deeply appreciate you. I really hope that this reading serves you well. And don't forget, if you want to know more about the solar eclipse, you can check out your solar eclipse horoscopes. I'll put them somewhere here. And I'll be putting out lunar eclipse horoscopes next week. So if I don't see you in your tarot reading, then I hope I see you in one of your horoscopes. Until next time, bye-bye.